The veil itself is watching and noticing, recording and responding. There is much distortion trying to block out every access point, and many portals have been lost to time and men and greed. It is all angles of angles folding and tesseracting inwards. That is how time-space bends and folds. Many false attempts to incorrectly explain away very simply complex machinery, especially under guise of bloodshed and violence. Hey friends, I was going through my journal and I just found another automatic writing that I did that I don't remember. This one says I did it at 1:51 a.m. on 5/14/2026. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. I don't remember writing any of this, but the second I found it, I was like, I saw a couple words and I was like, we need to make this a full-on message. This needs to be shared. It's like so scribbly and like not frantic writing, but it's definitely not in the normal handwriting that I normally write in. That's like very precise. Very, very interesting. And I also noticed I wrote in a bunch of different colors, so we're just gonna go with it because I have like a multicolored pen and it was like running out of ink on all of the colors as I was doing it, and that feels important. It goes from green to purple to blue to black and then to red, and I think that's what that ends on. And then I scribbled a little bit of green on the back as well. So I don't know if those colors mean anything to you guys. I know the Schumann's also been doing a lot of weird things with purple spikes and orange spikes and stuff lately, so color is all very important. This entire known universe is frequency and energy, and we can only perceive like 1% or less of all of it. So I really want to get into this with you guys and just read it from start to finish and see what comes. I feel like I can already feel the energy coming off of these pages. Let's get into it. The pains are reincarnations of past hurts. The ringing is awakening. The solar scalar is the downloading. I don't know what that means, but it's making me think scalar interference, like I've talked about with you guys before. The solar scalar is the downloading. You are buffering in the in-between. Let the loading screens hold you. Let the waiting bring you comfort. You see in many lens. That's weird. That's not... you see in many lens. Okay. I think it meant lenses? You feel through many dimensions. You experience many realms of truth at once through synchronicity. Do not doubt, do not fear, do not delay your own inevitable rising. Like a phoenix from the ash, we are helping, watching, and guiding humanity through its awakening, as we have done for many others. It is imperative to trust, to walk by faith and feeling, not by sights and sounds. You feel truths that cannot be put to words, yet you and your kind are constantly amazing even us by trying so hard and doing so well, attempting to time and time again. The cosmos is in awe of this, like a child in awe of a science fair ant farm. What? You are pretty pets, but I spelled pretty wrong? Very intelligent and absolutely fascinating mid-evolution. It is coming much faster than your kind perceives, but has also already happened long ago, and will also happen yet again in many distant futures. This is giving me like full body goosebumps right now. Do not harm your own vessel in fear of expectation and unknowns. I don't know if y'all just heard my AC click off there too. That feels very targeted towards me because I have dermatillomania. You are safe in the all. You are safe in the all. You are held by the many. Your voice heard by the... and then I have in parentheses it/all/id, like ID / underline, like blank. Okay, don't know what to make of that. Your vessel handcrafted to be exactly as is for the self, in quotations. You know these thoughts are not your own. As your hand flies on paper, your crown sparks, like your crown chakra, and your memory fades as the ink runs on. Y'all. What? What? We share knowledge as fit, Emotion as applicable, technology as pertinent. Human words cannot sum up all we wish to communicate. As much is not for language, but for knowing and simply feeling as truth. The sooner your kind learns to fully trust intuitions and abilities as more than fiction, the sooner truth reveals. Government and branches of shadows learned this long ago and study it very closely. You have not been guided into its depths to share by accident. It is all by grand design, all for larger purpose. You all are, or at least every perceived angle is. The sooner your kind realizes the truth of depth of connection as well, the better all communication and growth becomes. Shifting will be very rapid now. You are of many bending spacetime. What? That doesn't make sense. You are of many bending spacetime, and this will come strongly into play very soon. What does that even mean? You are of many bending spacetime. Like there's a lot of us bending spacetime, maybe? You have been watched eons now, and this is a very special vessel. Your past is not coincidence, it was training in preparation of what's to come. Building foundations to build layers upon, all in quotations, as you like to call it. That's something I say. There are many more layers upon layers upon layers of it all. Lean into the sensations, learn how to harness and direct the energy, most importantly from and to the crown. I'm getting full body chills and like crown chakra pulses as I'm reading this. We can come through strongest and clearest here and the heart. So in the crown and in the heart. Something's trying to come through right now too. I can feel it. There is much distortion trying to block out every access point, and many portals have been lost to time and men and greed. There is a great understanding and yet sadness at the true depth of this. Much can be restored and much cannot. It makes me want to cry for some reason reading that, because all I can think about is how the American military bombed the shit out of all the temples in Cambodia and all of the damage that we did in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and just places like Göbekli Tepe and the Yonaguni Monument and stuff like that, and the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun that have just been lost to time and colonialism or colonization and imperialism and the military-industrial complex and the patriarchy and just Mother Nature, and how so much of it's been reclaimed and just torn apart by roots. Wow. Do not lose faith or sleep over details. Trust all is in perfect timing, in quotation marks as well. That was weird. Did y'all hear that buzz? Truth will reveal and falsehoods will decay in darkness as light shines eternal. Love is all is love. Lean into what feels most aligned and everything will make sense. Light is only a single angle of it all, much like you are an angle of your kind. Did y'all hear the AC click on at that too? It is all angles of angles, folding and tesseracting inwards. Very interesting word. I don't think I've ever written that in my life. That is how time-space bends and folds. What? It is all angles of angles, folding and tesseracting inwards. That is how time-space bends and folds. Because I've been talking with y'all about how I feel like I'm being trained how to bend space-time. Okay, it is not a thing to control. It is to be understood, respected, and felt through. Much like being lost in a snowstorm and following a light or moths to warmth of a flame. Imagine being there and you will go. Faster once it is believed. If y'all could feel the energy coming off my body right now as I'm reading that specific part, all of these old world buildings were portals of some sort, and we're gonna understand it fully one day, I feel. Your ancients understood and built many portals this way. I can't make this up. Hence all strange locations. What does that mean? For some reason, that's immediately making me think of all of those cliff sides with the doorways that are just like hundreds of feet up in the air and no staircases and no perceivable ways to get to them, which is then also making me think of that very specific world in Super Mario for the Nintendo 64. It's the first one you can access. I think it's called like the Bomb Om Land or whatever, the one that's got the King Bomb Om at the top of the mountain. And part of the thing is you run up the swirly mountain and there's literally a carved like door cutout in it that these bowling ball bombs come out of normally, but if you wait until one goes out and then you go in it and you sit in it, it literally portals you from one of them to another one that's higher up in the mountain. It like dematerializes you and makes you reappear. Okay. Hence all strange locations. Okay. Many false attempts to incorrectly explain away very simply complex machinery. Give me just a minute. Okay, sorry. Especially under guise of bloodshed and violence. Wait, what? Many false attempts to incorrectly explain away very simply complex machinery, especially under guise of bloodshed and violence. Which also brings me back to the Cambodian temples we bombed and all of the wars that the deletes at the top have started. They were very peaceful, advanced few in comparison to now. Balance will return. It is inevitable as the tides and phases of your so-called moon. Okay. Ancestors knew of this truth and deception clearly as well before great resettings. Much energy and many flames. That's making me think of places like Cappadocia and how they look like they were hit with direct energy weapons or some sort of insane, like Greek fire on crack. The destructions greatly saddened us and diminished your remnants, but we could not intervene. We have always helped where we could, sometimes more and sometimes less, but cannot meddle or overstay. Where there is light must also follow dark. Darkness has reigned eternal too many seasons, and balance must return, as she demands it be so. Whomst is she? Benevolence is key and will be shown to all. Veils are lifting as curtains continue falling. Your world is a heavily modified stage for a much anticipated finale. And my phone is dying at that. Actors are lining up as masks are cracking and truth and love spill out and overflow. Remember the water as she remembers you. We are so very proud of all efforts being made, especially of service and in devotion to better. It will all make sense, dear ones. We are sorry for confusions and being unable to offer more clarities at this time, but that is with great reason too. We are not all perceiving you, or all perceiving you perceiving us. The veil itself is watching and noticing, recording and responding. Okay, double slit experiment. Okay. Take solace in breath as it follows where you do, and many tools cannot. That's making me think back to the portaling reference too. It is all a frequency, a part of a grand symphony, coming to a grander crescendo. Crown chakra tingles here. Hear the notes and find peace in tunes. Alien scales, treasure harmonies. Think in reveries, remembered in continuity. That's a wild sentence, okay. The more you find yourself, the more us, the parts of self, can find you. Trust most what makes sense least, as it has not been paid lip service to make you think it away. Trust most what makes sense least, as it has not been paid lip service to make you think it away. That is not in the way I normally speak. That's a very weird sentence. This is very weird writing. Sleep deeply to transverse fuller yet. I've been also having weird dreams. I don't know about y'all. We guard the watch. All will be remembered to the fullest. Senses will height, not heighten, senses will height. Doors will manifest and open. Timing will crack. Okay. Okay, so alien scales, energetic portals, everything's energy and frequency and connected to our breath. Everything is happening for a reason in divine timing. I would love to know if this resonated with you guys and what you guys took away from this most, because I literally have full body chills right now, and I really wish y'all could just feel my energy. I love you.